Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Having a vision for what you want is not enough. Vision without execution is hallucination. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. There is a better way for everything. Find it. Success is 90% perspiration and 10% inspiration. The successful person makes a habit of doing what the failing person doesn't like to do. Tomorrow is my exam, but I don't care because a single sheet of paper can't decide my future. I never view mistakes as failures. They are simply opportunities to find out what doesn't work. Never go to sleep without a request to your subconscious. Your worth consists in what you are and not in what you have. The greatest invention in the world is the mind of a child. Each time you fail, you have eliminated another wrong option. A diamond is a piece of coal that stuck to the job. People are not remembered by how few times they fail, but by how often they succeed. Every wrong step is another step forward. The value of an idea lies in the using of it. The secret of success is focus of purpose. 5% of the people think, 10% of the people think they think, and the other 85% would rather die than think. There is no substitute for hard work. Work while others are wishing. Time is really the only capital that any human being has, and the only thing he can't afford to lose. Restlessness is discontent, and discontent is the first necessity of progress. Show me a thoroughly satisfied man and I will show you a failure. What you are will show in what you do. I find out what the world needs. Then I go ahead and try to invent it. Do the thing and the power will come. Every failure is a lesson learned about your strategy. Before you reject an idea, find at least 5 good things about it. Absorb ideas from every source. A good intention, with a bad approach, often leads to a poor result. There seems to be no limit to which some men will go to avoid the labor of thinking. Thinking is hard work. Great ideas originate in the muscles. When you have exhausted all possibilities, remember this: you haven't. I've realized that most of my best ideas have followed a good night's sleep. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. I owe my success to the fact that I never had a clock in my workroom. I have far more respect for the person with a single idea who gets there than for the person with 1,000 ideas who does nothing. If we did all the things we are capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves. Genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. Continued innovation is the best way to beat the competition. Good fortune is what happens when opportunity meets with planning. I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps. You can't realize your dreams unless you have one to begin with. To get a great idea, come up with lots of them. The trouble with most people is that they quit before they start. The biggest failure of man is that he gives up before he realizes how close he was to success. The doctor of the future will no longer treat the human frame with drugs, but rather will cure and prevent disease with nutrition. A teacher sent the following note home with a 6-year-old boy: he is too stupid to learn. That boy was Thomas Edison. Never say I failed 99 times, say I discovered 99 ways which causes failure. Vision without execution is delusion. I never perfected an invention that I did not think about in terms of the service it might give others. I find out what the world needs, then I proceed to invent. A man's best friend is a good wife. Success depends on how many experiments you can fit into 24 hours. The chief function of the body is to carry the brain around. The first 40 hours of work per week are for survival. Everything after that is for success. Fools call wise men fools. A wise man never calls any man a fool. I failed my way to success. We will make electricity so cheap that only the rich will burn candles. There is always a better way. I start where the last man left off. Most of my ideas belonged to other people who never bothered to develop them. The strength of the Constitution lies in the will of the people to defend it. I never quit until I get what I want. Never get discouraged if you fail. Learn from it. Keep trying. I'd put my money on the sun and solar energy. What a source of power. I hope we don't have to wait until oil and coal run out before we tackle that. Nonviolence leads to the highest ethics, which is the goal of all evolution. Until we stop harming all other living beings, we are still savages. Learn with both your head and hands. Not everything of value in life comes from books. Experience the world. Never stop learning. Read the entire panorama of literature. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. Just because something doesn't do what you planned it to do doesn't mean it's useless. There is no substitute for hard work. There is far more opportunity than there is ability. If we did all the things we are capable of, we would literally astound ourselves. What you are will show in what you do. I never did a day's work in my life. It was all fun. The three great essentials to achieve anything worthwhile are hard work, stick-to-itiveness, and common sense. Maturity is often more absurd than youth and very frequently is most unjust to youth. Anything that won't sell, I don't want to invent. Its sale is proof of utility, and utility is success. When I have fully decided that a result is worth getting, I go ahead of it and make trial after trial until it comes. Everything comes to him who hustles while he waits. I have friends in overalls whose friendship I would not swap for the favor of the kings of the world. Being busy does not always mean real work. The object of all work is production or accomplishment, and to either of these ends there must be forethought, system, planning, intelligence, and honest purpose, as well as perspiration. Seeming to do is not doing. I never did anything by accident, nor did any of my inventions come by accident. They came by work. Nearly every man who develops an idea works it up to the point where it looks impossible, and then he gets discouraged. That's not the place to become discouraged. To invent, you need a good imagination and a pile of junk. Hell, there are no rules here. We're trying to accomplish something. Waste is worse than loss. The time is coming when every person who lays claim to ability will keep the question of waste before him constantly. The scope of thrift is limitless. Restlessness is discontent, and discontent is the first necessity of progress. Show me a thoroughly satisfied man and I will show you a failure. Be courageous. I have seen many depressions in business. Always America has emerged from these stronger and more prosperous. Be brave as your fathers before you. Have faith. Go forward. The chief function of the body is to carry the brain around. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. There's a way to do it better, find it. Your worth consists in what you are and not in what you have. There will one day spring from the brain of science a machine or force so fearful in its potentialities, so absolutely terrifying, that even man, the fighter, who will dare torture and death in order to inflict torture and death, will be appalled, and so abandon war forever. The best thinking has been done in solitude. The worst has been done in turmoil. To have a great idea, have a lot of them. The value of an idea lies in the using of it. Show me a thoroughly satisfied man and I will show you a failure. Results. Why, man, I have gotten a lot of results. I know several thousand things that won't work. One might think that the money value of an invention constitutes its reward to the man who loves his work. But I continue to find my greatest pleasure, and so my reward, in the work that precedes what the world calls success. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and turn on notifications, so you don't regret missing life-changing advice and quotes.